Just left my brother's place in Brooksville and I am heading north. Gonna go camping at 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 State Park this weekend and it's gonna be awesome. After a couple hours of driving, I am pulling up now. Can't wait to see my site. Well, it looks like this is kind of a DIY situation, so I'm gonna go over here, find my information, follow the instructions. Excited to be here and just relax, and I did take a turn around this loop, which is really relatively small, and there are not a whole lot of people here. It's maybe a third full. It's a Friday night, so that surprises me a bit, but I'm starting to get set up and for privacy because my site is kind of right next to the campground loop here. I just went ahead and parked kind of sideways, so that's the road just right there. But I'm going to go ahead and set up in this area. Nice spot for a fire, and for some reason I seem to have 2 picnic tables, but probably just use one at a time at least. But first I'm going to head off and see if I can find the comfort station, which I think is down the trail that way. This is actually a pretty good sized building, and there's a little wash tank there. Looks like a pretty nice shower area. And nice and clean. Gotta love that. Started a little campfire, having a little cocktail. Seems like a long time since I've done this, so I'm excited just to be out and chill. No neighbors yet, although a few other campers have come in, so it's really pretty peaceful right here. There are actually 2 campgrounds in this park, and this is the smaller of the 2. It is right near the entrance by the ranger station, and then if you carry on further down the entrance road, there's another larger campground that is by the suspension bridge, which I'd love to check out. Unfortunately, it's not open right now, but I'm gonna check it out and do some hiking tomorrow. So I can either bike down there or take the van. I'll probably just bike and lock up my bike and then go hiking and then ride back. Seems like a good way to get some exercise and work out some of the muscles that have been not used while I've been hanging out helping my parents out. Dinner is cooking. I'm actually heating up some leftover taco meat that I brought from the house. I made tacos a few nights ago and froze the leftovers, so it's an easy meal tonight. I'm gonna make some nachos. It's morning and I think it's time to get up. Thankfully I had a really good night's sleep and it's time for coffee. Now we wait for the magic to happen. Well, I'm heading off on my morning ride. Just dumped my trash from the van and saw some deer riding across the trail. I think there's another one about to pass behind me. And I haven't ridden my bike in the sand in ages, so we're gonna see how that goes. Not sure if my tires are really fat enough for that, but we'll find out. And yeah, hopefully it'll be a good day of just exploring the park. All right, this sign talks about the Civilian Conservation Corps here at 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 State Park. They built the log pavilion, the fire tower, and the suspension bridge. And the other campground I mentioned is just right over that way. But I'm gonna go the opposite direction. I just came down that trail, and I'm gonna go to the main trailheads and see the suspension bridge, even though I can't walk on it today. Apparently a tree fell on the little suspension bridge here. But there is an alternate route that direction. So I'm gonna head that way. And then apparently there used to be a town here called Leno. There are no bike racks around here, so I had to lock my bike to a tree and hope for the best. And I'm gonna go take a hike. Santa Fe River right here. Take a minor detour and check it out. Pretty peaceful out here this morning. I just passed a couple of other folks that are out enjoying the cool weather. Started out about 48 this morning, numbed my toes. Yeah, it's really pretty, but I just wanted to mention that I've been saying 𝘼𝙗 State Park, and I have no idea if it actually might be 𝘼𝙗, especially after reading that the town was named after the gambling game Keno. So I'm gonna have to find a ranger and ask the correct pronunciation, but for now I'm gonna stick with 𝘼𝙗, and if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Well, it looks like I could have brought my bike down this way. That's Promaster Branch Trail. But the river trail, which I'm taking, does not allow bikes. It's probably good that I just left it where I did. And this trail actually goes down around to a river sink where the Santa Fe River here next to me goes underground into a cavern system for about 3 miles. And it pops back up in the sister state park. Palmettos in here. This kind of landscape is sort of what I picture some of the Florida Trail might be like. I've only hiked on a tiny little bit of it, and I don't know if I have a through hike of that trail in my future or not. I definitely think I'd want somebody to do it with, a hiking buddy. Guess that's a woodpecker up there. Anyway, yeah, I don't know that I'd want to do the Florida Trail alone. Just alligators and water moccasins and so many things that can kill you. I don't want to have somebody with me just for safety's sake. So this is the river sink right over here. It's where the water goes underground for 3 miles. Kind of wild to think that 900 million gallons of water a day flows down underground in this area here from this little pond. But it does. It's amazing. This part of Florida is full of sinkholes and underground caves and caverns that bring springs up to the surface, and it's really interesting how the water flows underground, gets cleaned, that sort of thing. And my brother John could tell you all about that because he's a hydrogeologist, but I am not, so I don't know all the details, but I still think it's pretty amazing just to follow this river down and see it disappear into the ground. There's a sign here with a little information about how the river goes underground. We're right here at Ogden Pond, which is covered with green. And then along the way, there's a trail that goes in a whole bunch of sinkholes, and then it comes back up in River State Park and continues on into the Swanee River. At this point, the trail diverges from the river, obviously because it's underground, but it does follow along on top, and you can stop and see all these sinkholes if you'd like as you head down to the other state park. I'm doing an out and back this morning, so I don't think I'm going to do that because it would make a little bit longer hike than I feel like doing today. But there's the edge of the pond. And I'm going to go just a little bit further down here before I make my turn. There's one of the sinkholes right down that way. Looks like you can walk pretty much all the way around the pond to the other side of the suspension bridge. I'm going to go ahead and turn here and head back, find my bike, do a little bit more riding, and then head on back to camp. I haven't seen any gators yet, but there's some big turtles over there sunning themselves on the other side of the pond. This neat little marker here showing flood levels at the state park. That was 1984, 1991, 2004, 1998, 2012, and way up there, 1934. That is very high considering that the river right now is way down there. There's a beautiful old pavilion here, and it looks like somebody's getting set up to get married today. That's pretty cool. And my bike is still right where I left it, so I'm gonna grab it and ride on. Well, I just discovered a little museum with history on the Florida chapter of the CCC. That's pretty cool to find right in the middle of the park. There's a big old millstone. So some of Leno is still here. Just found some deer right there. One just stopped right in the middle of the road staring at me like literally like a deer in the headlights, even though I don't have any headlights. But there they go. I had to run into town earlier to get some firewood because they were all out at the ranger station, but it worked out well, and there were a couple of guys over here at this site, and when they left they gave me a little bit of extra wood, so I've got plenty for this evening. Just heated up my dinner. I've got some leftover chicken and yellow rice, King's Hawaiian roll with a little bit of butter that I heated up in the fire. I've got one more going there. And my time here is just about done. I'll be leaving in the morning, heading up towards Savannah, and yeah, that's gunfire. I don't know what's up with that. I'll be heading up towards Savannah to stay at Getaway State Park, Getaway Island tomorrow night, on my way up to Charleston to visit with my daughters. So anyway, I'm going to enjoy my dinner, and I've had a really nice time here. And if I get up early enough, I'm going to go for another bike ride in the morning, and then I'll load up and be on the road again.